basketball fans. Welcome to another podcast from the Zebra Lounge with the Italian stallion Mike Tapilla and the president of the Kirk Heinrich Hair Club for Men, Andrew Seidler. I'm Mike McGuire. And today we're talking about the Bulls and their up and down start. Boys, what do you think about that Bulls start? Looking good at sometimes and bad at others.
Real quick, Heinrich looks like a troll, but continuing right along, so thanks very little.
No, I think this is kind of what we expected out of them, right? I think to borrow from Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. So go ahead, you can crown their asses if you want. But they are. Like, we saw a great game, we saw a bad game, we saw a horrible finish. Oh man, those Duhon plays in game 3. God, that got me frustrated.
And I think it's less a reflection on the fact they're young and more on just you have 8 new guys on the team. And it's going to take a little time for everyone to gel.
Oh yeah.
And I think that you have to give them that time. I'm not talking about let's turn it on the last month of the season like last year. I think it'll happen quicker than that. But I think you're going to have some of this.
I think defense, transition offense has been exactly what's been advertised for the Bulls, and they're looking good. The question for me, and a lot of people out there, is do they have that 20-point-a-game scorer to carry them in the playoffs, or do they need that guy? Can this team get by, I guess is my question, without a 20-point-a-game guy?
To me, that's like a two-part question. During the regular season, I don't think that they will have a 20-point guy every night. Yeah, I think Ben Gordon's going to lead them in scoring, and he'll be close to that. I think he'll average maybe like 18, maybe 19. I don't think they'll have in the regular season, but I think it'll be enough to get them a top 4 seed. Come playoffs, you need someone to score over 20 a game, and they had that last year. I mean, they had a couple guys, Gioni and Ben Gordon average over 20 in the playoffs. I think in the playoffs, it's a different ballgame. You're not necessarily going 12 deep, 10 deep. So in the playoffs,
I can see 200 Barrett.
You need guys. Yeah, all 5'10" of them. I think you need guys step on the playoffs. But I think in the regular season they won't have it. It'd be great. I mean, I'd love to have that, but I don't think that they need it. I think this team has such a unique identity in the NBA. They're this sort of West Coast running gun team, but they also play really hard defense. I think that's exciting.
That's a great point. They are like a college team, There's no go-to scorer. There's a lot of good parts on that team, and it's refreshing.
Yeah, I don't see Ben scoring 20 a game during the season either. I just think he's too inconsistent sometimes.
Right.
You know what, though? I could see, call me crazy, I could see Kirk scoring 20 points a game.
So without the scorer, though, talking about the scorer here still, do you see the Bulls flirting with the conference championship, or do you think they're going to need that? Do you think this team with Kirk Heinrich as the leading scorer or Gordon is going to really contend for the Eastern crown?
I do. I mean, I think that they'll be a top 4 seed, and then I think playoffs, it's all about matchups. I think they'll have a home court in the first round, and they'll be good enough to get through, and then from there, it's just matchups. Cleveland, that's a terrible matchup for this team. They just don't defend LeBron.
Yep.
Whereas I think that the Heat or Detroit, maybe they do match up better with them, but I think that they'll be in the mix. I think they'll be top 4, and then from there, I think it's kind of a crapshoot. I think they definitely could. I predict them going to the, losing in the conference finals, but again, the matchups play into it, but they're going to be competitive.
What about you?
Conference finals.
Conference finals.
Right.
Oh yeah, I like the sound of that. Yeah. Hey, the Bulls are playing so well right now. We don't even need a real score. We just got everything else going on. For Mike and Andrew, I'm Mike signing off for the Bulls, saying Yahoo for hoops.
I love the Yahoo for